Hi everybody, it is April 12th, 2019. I was going to come on last night. I wanted to so bad, and let me tell you, I didn't even stay up to watch Law & Order SVU. I conked out on the chair, wind woke me up, and I was just so weak. I'm only up a couple hours, like maybe 5-6 hours, and I'm already starting to get tired. And I've been having excruciating, I just talked, not because I called them, they called me actually about blood work. I just talked to my doctor's MA, and I said, you know, I have these terrible pains. I can't even hardly sleep, like excruciating, waking me up, tossing and turning. Insane, intense pain in the back of my thighs that I never had before in my life. And I'm thinking, last night at dawn, well, early this morning at 3 o'clock when it woke me up in pain, I was in tears. It's that much pain. It literally feels like, thank God I never felt this before, but if I had to describe it, like knives are going in and coming down. It's excruciating. 3 o'clock this morning, it's like maybe it's cramping, like Charlie horses. So I know that I'm still down, like as far as electrolytes and stuff. So I'm drinking a lot of Powerade Zero. So I drank as much pickle juice as I could stomach without coughing and stuff that early in the morning, just waking up. And it helped a little bit. I was able to lay back down for a couple more hours, but it's hurting again so bad. The dizziness in that has gone away finally until I start to do stuff. Then it starts to hit again. And it's like, oh my God. And she told me that she had that stomach flu and it kicked her butt for a while. So my being gastric bypass, it's going to take even longer to come back. So it's kind of funny how gastric bypass gave me so much health and gave me my life back, but yet at the same time, it weakened me. When I get a sickness, it takes me that much longer to bounce back, which you would think when you get healthier, it would take less time to bounce back. It's just weird how it all works and how the human body actually is. We're a technical, complicated machine, let me tell you. And I forgot how much all this means to me because Dr. V, I love him. I know there's controversy on him. I know there's people that say him and his stupid fat brain. Those are the people that don't like to hear what I say, because I say what Dr. Vaughn says even before I even knew who he was. I know of Dr. V the last year. I'm gastric bypass since 2014. And I talk the talk and walk the walk since early to mid 2014, when I gave up soda and potatoes. Speaking of which, my 6-year anniversary should be around here sometime. Did I miss it? I'm pretty sure I quit smoking 6 years ago. I thought it was the 11th or the 12th. It should have come up on my, Molly, get away from here. Get over here. Now, you had a full bowl of food. I will not have it. It should have come up on my memories on Facebook. I don't know what the jive is there. Anyway, I gave up cigarettes. I gave up carbonation. I gave up potatoes, rice. I did all that pre-surgery. 6 months for sure before surgery, I gave up the Diet Pepsi that I lived on and the potatoes that were my staple, as far as my sister-in-law calling me the chip lady because I always had a big bag of chips polishing it off. And Dippin' Box. Oh my God. If there be 2 bags of Diffenbachs in the house, I'm talking bags of Diffenbachs, they wouldn't see 48 hours. I'd polish them both off. He'd get up mad at me for eating them all. Well, don't put Diffenbachs in the house and I won't eat them all. You know, there was a problem with me and potato chips. Haven't put a potato chip in my mouth in 6 years almost. 5.5 years. It's a long time. Molly, you better settle. I gotta watch her. Ben's still eating. Anyway, Dr. V gets a lot of hate, you could say. And the hate comes from the people that don't want to hear the truth. Molly. And he gets radical. I'll link the video. I was so enthralled, I didn't move. Like a lot of times I'm listening to stuff and working. No, I didn't even have anything in my hand. I was like glued to the screen. And every word he was saying. Amazing man. Love him. If you're not even bariatric, if you're looking to gain health, eat better, live better, he's your man. Dr. V diet, everybody can live by. It's a smoothie in the morning. A big-ass salad is exactly what he calls it. For a bariatric, this is your big-ass salad. For the rest of the world, it could be this big. A big-ass salad. Put protein on that salad. Put protein in that smoothie if you're bariatric. And for supper, a balanced meal. I think that's what he calls it. Focused on lean protein. He says no snacking, and here's where people get PO'd. Because fat brain can't snack right. I agree with that. Do I snack? 100%. I've told you what I snack. The other night I was hungry as a booger, and I got celery and Philadelphia vegetable cream cheese spread, and I just dipped my celery like twice because it was a little rich for still just being sick. Or I'll do celery and peanut butter, or I've been known to do plain celery. Shelly could tell you. I was snacking the other day, well, the night I got sick. I had sugar-free poppies. She saw them. And then I was still snacky, so I got radishes and green beans. Raw green beans. She could tell you. That's what I ate. That's all I ate. Molly. And we were on a good couple hours on face-to-face. So yeah, I agree with Dr. Vaughn that if you're still fat brain and you don't get it and you don't got your mind right, then you're going to eat wrong. Molly, will you please? You're knocking everything down. I cannot deal with... She's being obnoxious as a... today. I love her to pieces, but there's days I want to take her and ship her to the moon without a rocket. I smile at Gunner and he wags his tail. So yeah, I won't go on and on about that. That's all I have to say. You have to have your mind right before you venture into any kind of long-term, successful, I don't even call it weight loss, I call it health plan. Because it is health. It's forever. It's not a diet. You do lose weight in the process, but you gain health. So I more or less want to call it a health plan. But yeah. I could talk more about that at other times. If you're interested, let me know. I got lots I could say. I got lots I can educate. I got lots I can share. But I don't want to go on and on about that. So I'll let it be at that. And I'll link the amazing podcast from Dr. V. All are. Love him to death. And word to the warning, he drops the F-bomb on the regular. Who cares? It's a word. I'd rather hear somebody say F-U-C-K than J-C or G-D and taking the Lord's name in vain, which is against the 10 Commandments. I don't know why everybody's so squeamish with the F word. It's a word, people. But I do respect everybody, and that's why you don't see or hear me cussing on my channel. Because I respect and I understand a lot of people don't appreciate those words. So I respect that. But that shouldn't be the reason you don't watch Dr. V. Because you're only cheating yourself. onward. Crochet. I have gotten my mom's. I finally got the left panel done. I ripped out what I messed up. And I got the both front and back, or right and left panels. And so here's your right. No, that would be the left. Yeah, that's the left, because this is the one I just finished. Why doesn't that look the same length, even though it is? Let me see. You ever notice that stuff don't always look the same? It is, though. It is. See, it is. There it doesn't because of the way it's folded, but it is. Anyway, I got to work on the shoulder seams now, and the sleeves, and the finishing. And this is the sweater. Almost like the one I have on, actually. Which I didn't make the one I have on, but it's one of my favorites. I'll be right back in a minute, guys. My babies need out. They just ate. Yeah, alright. You don't need to jump on me. Good girl, you ate. Very good. Alright. And I made the legs for the frogs. I actually made 2 frogs. So I made this one, which isn't stuffed yet. Shelly, yep, your sock monkey. Still here in my house. This is the one I started for Billy. And then here's all the leggies I put in my bag, because if I don't, Bear comes out at night and he steals all the, he digs my desk apart. Oh, I want to wring his neck. Sometimes my kids are on my last nerve. And Carla, here's yours still. That's all I have gotten done, because I'm telling you, I'm just not up to snuff. I'm not. You know, Dr. Mike's MA and me were talking, and I said, you know, having the bypass, she said, it's going to hit you 10 times harder. I said, no fake. It's like him and I got in a fight. He was just being an ASS the other day. I'm sick, and he's being, ooh. He gets his moments. And why is it that you're sicker than I was? Well, first of all, you weren't at the risk of dehydration. Let's start there. You didn't have gastric bypass and absolutely must get a minimum of 64 ounces of fluid every day, or you're in trouble. I had nothing in me, and whatever I had in reserve was long gone. And I was weakening by the day. And that kicked my butt. I mean, it kicked my butt. I'm still not. Well, I just said that. I don't want to repeat myself. I got that crosswave, and I want to use it so bad. And trust me, like, gonna shedding. I have black hair, plumps all over. And Molly is finally getting, her undercoat is coming out. She is fluffing. She is growing up like a big girl. Her whole back broadened. I have to show you Molly. I can't believe the change in her. She'll be 4 in November. So, well, she just turned 3 in November. And she is like astronomically changing. Like her coat is fluffing. Her undercoat's coming out. Her tail's getting fluffy. For a long time there, they thought I kept her clipped down. I'm like, say what? You don't clip or shave a shepherd. Are you crazy? But she's finally, like, and if anybody ever had a shepherd, you know exactly how it is. Their coat comes in after they mature. That's why these people that breed dogs under a certain age, breeding dogs, we can have this discussion till the cows come home. I am against it 1,000,000%. If you are not breeding for the betterment of the breed, do not do it. And there is no accident. I had 3 puppies. Well, the 2 went in to get spayed and neutered when I brought Molly home. So I didn't have 3 puppies at the age of sexual, because Gun and Dix got spayed and neutered the day we brought Molly home, the day I found out about Molly. But I had a brother and sister in here. They were spayed and neutered at 5.5 months old. I don't play games. And that's all my animals. And that's just the way it is. There is no accident. And if you had an accident and you're offended, sorry. It's irresponsibility. I just, like, the ones we got gun and dicks off, one of their sisters had a litter to their father. So wonder why we rescued 2 puppies from a yard sale one day. We were going to take the whole litter, but we already had 4 dogs, 4 dogs here. No, 3 dogs here at the house. Hannah, I'm all confused. Hannah was already in heaven. We had Madeline, Gracie, and Benny when we brought home Gun and Dix. And then when we brought home Molly, that made 6. Ha! I rhymed! And then we lost Madeline a year ago. Well, it was a year in January. My beautiful, beautiful German Shepherd. Madeline was, oh my God, she was one special girl. One day we'll talk about Madeline. She was, if I'm half, and I don't care, I'm just going to say it. If I'm half the person Madeline was, and I know to you Madeline wasn't a person, Madeline was better than a person. Madeline was the most beautiful soul I've ever known. If I'm a fraction of what she was, I got something to be proud of. I learned a lot from Madeline. Believe it or not. Madeline was just one of those beautiful souls that God put on this planet to... I was fortunate enough to be her mother. And I'm grateful for that every day. So then we lost Madeline, and now we have the 5. But yeah. How did I get on the pooch talk? I don't even know. But as soon as I let the kids in, I got something to tell you about bad little Oliver. Wait till I tell you this one. Come on, guys. It's going to rain. Oh, it is raining. Come on, let's go. We don't need to get all wet. Grace and Ben. Gracie! All right, Molly, no. Gracie! Sorry, guys. There was more food left. I had to grab it. Grace! Let's go! Oh. Come on, Pocahontas. Come on! Don't stop and look at me. Shh. Will you come on? Get in here. Gracie, keep walking. Come on. Oh my God. I'm telling you now. Everybody can hear me yelling at you. She'll come and she'll stop. And she'll look at me. And then she'll take a couple more steps and she'll look at me. And then she stops at the door and she looks at me. Oh. And this is what I'm going to tell you about Oliver. Chucky has been told 1,000 times to look at that door when he's letting in and out. And he'll hold that door open and he'll stare at the TV and he'll whatever. Now, we do live in the country. We are in a fenced backyard, but sorry, there's places at the fence where the cats can go right through, or hello, they're cats, they can jump. And they do have claws. We don't declaw. I'm sitting here the other day because I couldn't sleep, mainly because my legs were killing me. And I couldn't lay down. Every time I laid down, the pain just shot. And instead of paying attention to what he was doing, he's door wide open, letting them out, and looks at me and says, "You're still up." And oh my God, Oliver just ran out. And then he's standing there looking at me like, go get him. Well, he went under the deck, and that little shit would not come out for love, life, or money. And it was freezing cold out there. I could barely stand because my legs were excruciating, and this would have been yesterday. This all happened. So he called and said, and I can't believe he did, but he did, because I'm preaching honesty constantly. Not that he was ever a liar. I wouldn't have been with him. I despise liars. Liars, cheaters, and thieves are the things I hate the most in life. Can't tolerate them, can't stomach them. So I would have never even dated somebody like that. So don't think that Chucky was ever one of those. But he called up and told them he's going to be in later because our cat got out. We could not get Oliver in to save love, life, or money, and I'm having a coronary. This should have never happened. You need to watch this door. I tell you over and over. PJ goes out how many times? He said, when it happens to you, I said, PJ got out on me once. And if you say, PJ, get back in here, PJ goes, Mert, turns around and comes back in. Oliver is still so skittish. Like, Oliver's strange. I don't know how to describe Oliver. He's happy. He loves being here. But he gets weird at times. And Oliver went under that deck and he wasn't coming out. Him and I together were out there for quite a while till I couldn't take it no more. My feet and toes were numb. And the back of my legs were so bad I could barely walk. I couldn't even feel them. They were cramping and the pain. So he finally, things calmed down. It was, okay, he got out at 5:30. It was about 9:30 when he went to come in, and all the dogs were at the door, and he said, nope, not going to do it. Ran back out and dove under the deck. So I said, get them in the bedroom, and I said, he'll come to the door. I'll just open it, and he'll come in. Well, that's what happened. Only Grace was here, and I opened the door, and he got confused. He went to the end of the deck. He stood at the flower pot. I said, Oliver, can you please come in now? He went, turned around and walked in the door like nothing ever happened. But then he skits back and forth, and he went to run right back out the door, and it was shut, and he banged his head on the patio door, and he hid for most of the day. Later on, I finally went to bed because I was up all night, like I said. And later on, his dad went down to BB's to get drink, and he came running to me and actually jumped up on my lap, which is a rare occurrence for Oliver unless you have food. So, we were scared we were going to lose Oliver that day. And they gave him crap over at work. They said, like his boss said to him, he wasn't there. He was up in Lancaster landfill. And he said, yeah, Jonathan said that you just got in. And he said, yeah. He said, because what Chucky did so he won't get wrote up was he took half day. Because if you're tardy for any reason, they write you up. So he decided, I'm just going to take a half day and then they can't write me up. So he said, all that time to get a cat. Why even worry about it? Chucky said, because there are kids, Brett. And Brett said, don't even go there. They're animals. And he said, you know what? If you want to effing write me up, then you write me the F up. You do what you got to do. And he pulled off. Chucky got mad because he said, they're animals and you don't go there with us. They are not animals. They have never been animals to us. And the bigger boss, over the boss, said, he can't write you up. Don't even worry about it. I knew when you weren't coming in at noon what was going down. You know, you knew you would get wrote up. That's policy. It wasn't them being jackasses. It's policy. So to prevent that, you came in and used a half a day, which I feel bad that that happened. There's Chucky using a doggone day again. I laid here suffering until he came home from regular shift on Monday so he wouldn't use time. And I never even got seen and got fluids. I'd probably be doing a little bit better than I am right now. But, you know, again, we put them above us. It's always the way it's been. So Dusty said, I understand the whole animal thing. He said, they're not animals to you. And that brings me to, when we were in the hospital, we met a couple. She was in for the ER. And we got talking. And they have, get this, a Great Dane, a Pit Bull, and a Chihuahua. I'm like, whoop, 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 you know, like, holy moly. I mean, the Chihuahua literally can sit on the snout of the Great Dane and ride around. That's, you know, the size difference. But, they were saying that they're their kids. They couldn't have kids. I said, well, that's how we are. You know, I was never pregnant. I could never have had a child. And I had a hister at 30 years old. I mean, and they put that off as long as they could. I should have had one in my early 20s, to be quite honest with you. But, I said to the husband, I said, you know, well, both of them, but I was mainly looking at him. He and I were conversing, basically, and Wynn and the wife were just kind of nodding and looking, and him and I were talking more than anybody. But we were all talking in a group there. I said, God made people like us to save the fur kids and devote to just them. Because honestly, if I still had my child, Christy, if she was still a kid, which she's not, she's 27 now with her own child and her own life and her own family, I wouldn't be able to afford all this, because let's just face it, every penny I had was for my kid. And I did have a dog, I had rats, I had Potter and Granger, 2 cats, and we had the Buns, but it was rough. I mean, not rough as far as her dad paid for the bills, so my money was basically my money, and I paid for whatever Christy wanted, basically, cigarettes, because I smoked then, and the animals' needs. But we couldn't afford a child, and I wouldn't devote my world. I would devote whatever I had to my fur child, but my child would have came first. You know what I'm saying? God made people like us that can't have kids and blessed us with these kids. There's a reason for everything. And you don't know it at the time, but you eventually find out. And still, even the empty nesters. There's families that have had children, and their children grow up and move away, and now their nest is empty, and now they're fur parents. So it doesn't mean you didn't have to have kids to be loving and compassionate towards fur children, and they are your children. That doesn't mean anything. I'm just saying, there's people like us that can't have kids, and we're the ones that are over with the fur kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have 5 dogs and 8 cats. How many people could say that? You know what I'm saying? Most people are lower on the spectrum of the occupancy of the fur kids. But Oliver gave us a scare is the point. And then last night, remember I told you all that PJ made out this terrible scream? Well, I was laying there, and she let out the scream again, and I'm looking like, what is going on? And I'm looking up over the back of the couch, and she's out there in the landing, and she's just kind of like sitting there and howling, and I'm like, PJ, what in God's name? And I picked her up, and she did not want held, and I put her back down, and she went zipping back the hall, and bloop, her back legs went out from under her. And she screamed again, and I picked her up, and this time she let me cuddle her. I don't know what's going on. PJ's going to have to get checked, but the way she was acting, like she was swaying a little bit, and her back end seems to be losing. Like when she goes to the side a little bit. She's not, I don't know what's going on. I'm going to have to go get her checked. Did she have a stroke of some sort? Did she sprain her leg? Did she sprain her? I don't know what is going on. She's fine since that happened. She's running around and acting like a silly Billy. Like it didn't even happen, but I don't know what's going on with Peepers. So we're going to have to get her checked out. Sorry. Powerade Zero. Orange. Love it. Had to get it good and cold. They're warm. I don't have no room in the fridge. I have to clean my fridge out. And when I do, I'm going to make my protein pudding I make. And I do it with, I crush up protein bars and use it as like the cookie part. I'll show you. I make really good protein pudding. The best protein pudding is when you use Premier Protein shakes as your milk. But I'm not going to spend all that money on them just for that. Because I've been getting my protein. Well, as much as I can anyway. So there was something else I wanted to talk about. My dream coat. I showed Billy already the other day. I'm so upset. There is no way that this is tension. I don't even understand what could have possibly happened. So the other night I said I'm going to crochet because I haven't crocheted in days. Let me get a couple panels of this Serge dream coat done. I'll do it again. Just because I was still sick and God knows what I did. I don't even know. This is the first panel I did. This is the second panel I did. Same hook, same pattern, same yarn. Lord, tell me how. And I count it. There's 33 rows, but I don't get it. $33. And I bordered this already. $33. I will make another one of these and see where we're at. But if I make another panel and it's functified, I'm saving this for next year's project. Simply because I want to make it more than I could tell you. It's all I've talked about. Y'all know this is like my dream. The Serge dream coat is my dream. You all know this. But I have those other projects and I want to get them done as well. I cannot focus on just this unless I want just this to be my entry. So I'm going to put stuff aside for now. Okay. The dogs. I have a lot of people asking me about these dogs. I showed the breeds and I can go through the breeds and I might be able to make different breeds based off the whatever, the basic dog. So, I mean, these are decent dogs. And I can, if you want, I could put a dowel in them that their heads are turnable and they sit upright because, again, they're for collector. They're not for toys. My dogs are 75 and they come with the collar and the charm. Okay? If it was just the charm and the collar, they would be $12.15. Probably 12, maybe 15. Because some of these charms are pretty decent price. And I use a bunch of hardware on them. Leash and collar sets can be separate, but then you're looking at, in my opinion, you're looking at accessories for a toy. But, I mean, we can discuss all that, however you want to do. But yeah, the dog itself with the collar and the charm is $75, and they're a decent sized dog. $17 long. And 13 seated. So they're not small. They're a very decent sized doggy. And they're weighted. And like I said, if you want, instead of it a little floppy like that, I could put a dowel in and its head will be about that turnable. And then the head will be upright at all points. But yeah, these dogs are gorgeous. And there's nothing like it out there. And like I said, I mean, sure, you could make your own, absolutely. But I paid 50, I think it was 56 or 58 for that book, and it's completely in Dutch. And I had to get, it took me months to get the right yarn to make these dogs the right size. If you remember the German Shepherd and all the pug that I showed, they were nice, but they were humongous, and they were not what I wanted, and I bought all that yarn, but it's okay because I have all that yarn for other things now. But they were humongous, and they weren't what I wanted. Even this is a little bigger than I like, but I'm not going any, I don't know how I'm going to go any smaller. I could try a smaller hook and see where we're at, but this is pretty well where we're at with this size. And I mean, they're adorbs. How can you not love these pups? So yeah, let me know if you want a pup and I'll get on it for you. Special eyes I had to order, and the noses, and yeah. Anyway, it took me months to get one that I'm pleased with, that I'm happy enough to say, yeah, I'll sell. So it wasn't just get the pattern and do it. It was a lot of trial and error and frustration. And finding the pattern. I don't know anybody else that has that pattern or even knows about it, unless they're from another country. I just happened upon it accidentally one day and was like overjoyed when I found it. I was like over the moon. So yeah, I'll be more than happy to make pups. That is the goal eventually, to get the whole pack up and for sale. I have so much on my plate. You guys ever have that much on your plate you don't even know which end to turn? It's my life right now. But I decided yesterday, the 100-day project was awesome. I love it. And I'm still going to do the 100-day project, but my 100-day project is going to be work on stuff I have to work on every day. Nothing specific. Because that took a turn for the left when the whole sickness happened. So, I have to be realistic. I don't know if y'all watch Penley Ann's Creations. I just found her. She lives by the Lion Brand outlet. And she said, come on down. I checked the directions. It's a 3.5-hour drive from us. That's a day trip. We could go down there, shop, and then come home. But now with Win not having days, and they're not, I didn't even see they're open on a Saturday. I don't see that happening unless I hook up with some friend and we take a drive. But if I'm going down that far to shop for yarn at the Lion Brand outlet, I want to go with a minimum of like $400 or $500. So I need time to save up for that. Maybe I'll go next year, income tax time. I'll take $1,000 and I'll just go and stock up, because I love Lion Brand. The mandala, the kitchen cotton, there's a lot. The mill end bags, oh, and that sparkle. I would love to be able to, you know, flop money over and say, grab this, and this for me, and, you know, tell me what shipping is, and yay! But I would never ask somebody for that. That's a lot of aggravation on somebody. So yeah, yeah, I would love to hit the outlets down there, the outlet. But I would not go with less than a couple $100 and no specific thing than to be able to spend it right there as much as I want. Because there was new yarns even I would love to have in my grip. And I mean, it's funny. Oh, let me tell you this after this. It's funny how once you become a crocheter and once you put yarn in your hand, because I remember when my birth mom used to be here visiting and she'd crochet and I'd be like, that's so nerdy. Like, what in the world? Pick up a sewing machine. I mean, I didn't get it. And once I got the gist of the crochet and I think that's why I was so, not against it, but ignorant to it, was because I couldn't get the concept of crochet no matter how hard I tried. My goosey mom tried to show me from the time I was little, and I'd get frustrated and sail it across the room. And one day I just said, I'm going to crochet if it's the last thing I do. And I did. I surely did. But, I remember thinking how dumb crocheting was. And now I can just touch yarn and feel like, I don't know, I'm in heaven. I love yarn. I like looking at my yarn. I love that my yarn's right here all the time in front of me. I can look at it, I can see my yarn, and I smile. I used to be that way with my fabric, too. I have fabrics to this day that I will only pet. It'll never be cut. I pet it. There's just certain things like that. And I have become a lover of yarn. Yes, I have. And I get it wholeheartedly. And I mean, for years, I'm a cardie wearer. So if I had my way, I'd have 5,000 cardies, and now I can make 5,000 cardies. So I'm happy. And I do have a lot of cardies. I gave my mom's a bunch of them. I cleared out because I bought a bunch of new ones. And I have a box full. I have probably 12 in my closet. I have the ones that I wear in the house only. Like, I'll wear them out, but they're in the house. So if they get full of hair, I don't care, because of my kids. But I have clothing that I only wear out, and the minute I'm in, I'm changed, it's hung back up. I have those kinds of cardigans, and then I have these kinds of cardigans where I'll do either. This one doesn't show hair too much. So if, say, I want to go to Walmart right now, then again, I didn't hold anybody. But if I want to go to Walmart right now, I could just put on my shoes and go and not worry about it. I'd lint roll my pants, but I'd be okay to go. But yeah. So, what I want to tell you is I was thinking of something that we're going to do. And I want you to tell me what you think of this, please. You know what? I'll do it in another video, because I'm at 41 minutes. I want to talk about 2 things with my channel. So, I'm going to process this to upload, and I'll be right back with another video. Alright? So, hang tight. If you haven't already, please take a minute to hit the subscribe button and click the notification bell so you'll be notified each and every time I upload. Please give me a thumbs up and comment. I have been keeping up with my comments. Yesterday afternoon or so was the last I was on here. So I haven't answered or commented anything today. I paid bills first thing I got on here, and then I started burning this video. Recording this video, I should say. And I am very good with my comments. And please share me if you will. I have links where else you can follow me. I have a Facebook page on a business page on Facebook. I have that linked. I also am on Instagram. I have that linked. And up in my banner, you can also click my
female on a couch.
No, wait. I have things saved that I'm watching.
Educators for the business.
Oh, there's Blossom. I have you saved too, sweetie. I'm in the middle of your video. Okay, let me see. YouTube. I just want to make sure I'm telling you right information. Yeah, channel things I want to talk about. I'm going to do a whole separate video. Yep. I have Twitter up there, but I don't use Twitter. I have Instagram up there and Pinterest. So I'm going to add Facebook and get rid of Twitter. And I do want to start doing more with my Pinterest, because I could drive a lot of traffic that way. So yeah, guys, that's how you find me. In my banner on my YouTube page, up at the top there, is where you find my links on the right-hand corner. I will be back with another video very shortly. Thank you all for being here, and get ready for some channel talk. I will see you soon. Thanks for being here.